Well, Coach, congratulations on the role here in Pittsburgh. So excited to have you here with us, part of the Penguins family. And to start off, you got here a few days ago, so would love to hear more about what it was like walking around PPG Paints Arena, seeing all the history on the walls, and realizing you're going to be the guy running the show here.
Yeah, it definitely made it feel more real. It's it starts after getting the job, you start to get to talk to people, you get to talk to the players, and it starts to definitely feel real then. And then, you actually get here and your feet are on the ground, and then I think that's when it really hits home. Especially just walking through everything, seeing the arena again. It's one thing when you're coming in as part of a job interview process, and then it's completely different when you're walking in here and knowing that, this is where I'm going to have an opportunity to work. And so it's definitely been an exciting week, and it's been a lot of fun. Got a chance to meet a lot of great people.
Like Sidney Crosby, I know you had the chance to talk with the captain. How much are you looking forward to working alongside guys like him, Chris Letang, Evgeny Malkin, here in Pittsburgh, with them being such veteran players, some of the greatest to play the game?
Yeah, no, absolutely some of the greatest to play the game. I think it's a coach's dream, to be able to work with, all those players that you just named. These are legendary players in the game, of our game, not just here in Pittsburgh. And so you get an opportunity to work together, and you get an opportunity to collaborate, and you get an opportunity to, have conversations about the game. And as a coaching staff, as I mentioned during the press conference, it's going to be, I think a great opportunity overall, in the sense that, you'll be working with the players, like that, like Sidney Crosby, like Malkin, like Letang, like Carlson, like Rust, and so these guys that have been in the league for a while, Raquel, at the same time you're working with, some younger players that are coming up, and then you have all these players that are right in between, and so everybody's a little bit different, and to work with, some of these guys that are future Hall of Famers, for coaches, it's awesome.
Dream come true for you. And how much do you envision talking to Sid, taking his advice, his input on things throughout your first year here?
A lot, and that's that's him, but that's also that's, I've believed in that as a coach, like that's you have I think veteran players, you have all players, even you want to hear from them, you want to have those conversations. I think especially somebody like himself, and I would put you with Malkin and Letang, and Rust and Carlson and all those guys I just mentioned, put them in there as well. You're going to be talking, you're going to be asking ideas, you're going to be running things by them, you're going to be I think it's important. It's they've had great perspective, they have incredible ideas. It's just about I think everybody working together towards these common goals that we're working towards.
When it comes to the younger talent on this Penguins team, General Manager Kyle Dubas has talked a lot over the last couple of years. He's been here about making this team a little bit younger. When it comes to connecting to that younger talent, how much do you feel you can draw on your past experience in helping to develop those players? And also, what do you think is most important when it comes to helping those players reach their potential?
Oh, I think a lot. You definitely draw a lot on those, and I've been really fortunate. Just if you look over, even the last, I don't know, however many years, you go from working, as a head coach in under 20 in the USHL, the Chicago Steel, and then so you're working with those, younger players. While very talented, they're younger, and then you assistant coach in the NHL, working with a mix. Some players, I think that were my first year in the NHL that might have been my age or a little bit older than me. To players that were very close in age to guys that I just worked with the year before, juniors. And then you go from there back to working with an even younger age group than I had before with the U.S. National Development Program, and then back to the NHL. So it's been back and forth, but I think that's really helped me a lot as well, because whether it's by age, by where they come from, everybody's different, and so there are some similarities I think in some of the younger players today, but I don't think you can I also don't think you can just say, well, they're younger, so you got to work with them that way. They come from different backgrounds. They come from different countries. They have, there's different things that might motivate them. There's different ways of learning. And so for us as a staff, it's going to be, it's working together to make sure that, we're getting the most, working in the best way with each of these players, no matter what their age, where they come from. And that's on us to be able to figure out what that looks like.
A quick ask, while you're figuring out and learning all of these young new players, Rucker McGorty is one. Maybe you don't have to figure out quite as much. You coached him a little bit when he was with Team USA, the National Development Program. How neat is it for you to reunite with a player like him now at this level?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's just awesome to see him it was awesome last year to see him in the league. Like he's a great person. He works so hard. He cares so much. I mean, like, one of the first things that comes to mind is passion. Like, just a love for the game with him. So I saw that firsthand. So it's great. And like last year, seeing him in the league, it's coaching against him. I thought it was just couldn't have been happier for him. And then, it's amazing how things kind of sometimes come full circle now to be able to work together with him. And I'd also throw in like these other young players that are coming up too. Like it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to learn about over the last month. Even some players that might have not been here as much, but you can see that you hope they're going to be working to earn more coming into next year, and it'll be exciting players to work together with.
You're new here to Pittsburgh. How familiar are you with the city? Are you going to be learning it for the first time here?
I've been here. I've been here before. You've been here for for coaching, so you don't get to see it too much. I actually took my daughter here 2 years ago. We were driving from Michigan to New York, and we decided to stop off, spend an afternoon. So she's telling her siblings that she's got a leg up because she's already been to Pittsburgh before. So
like you manifested the job or something.
Yeah, it was a good move by us. No, so it was, and then just over the years, different coming in for, just all different events, and so you got an idea, but now I'm really starting to learn about it, really starting to see it. So it's, it's a beautiful city. There's great people here, and excited just to explore and get to learn more.
We're excited to have you here, Coach. Thanks so much for the time today.
Thank you very much.